Hello everyone, we are back with the Rams franchise. And today we're going to be taking on the Seattle Seahawks in our first division game of the year. It also just so happens to be our first home game of the new season. The offense has been relying on two veteran wide receivers in order to move the ball in Cooper Kupp and Mike Williams, and I would say they've been getting the job done. They may be both 30 plus years old, but they've had great starts to the year. Cooper Kupp, he's been our go-to guy, and he has over 100 receiving yards in each of our first two games. Mike Williams, he may not have as many yards as Cooper Kupp, but he did provide a big spark last week when he moused Marshawn Lattimore and really made a big play when we needed somebody to step up and do that on offense. The defense, it is coming off of arguably its best game in the entire series at defending the pass, and it was a solid day for Byron Young, who is actually on pace to have the best year of his young NFL career. I know it's very early in the season, but it's still nice to see him playing well. And you can't forget about Addison Caver, who was matched up against the number 1 overall pick from this past draft in Dom Nance for most of that game, and he locked him up. And he's had a fantastic start to this season, and I don't think teams are going to be throwing the ball his way very often after what he's been doing to begin the year. The Seahawks, the team that we're taking on today, they are 0-2, but both of their losses are by just one score. Geno Smith, their quarterback, he was playing pretty well, but he's no longer their starting quarterback. They're going to turn things over to a different G. Smith in Glenn Smith. The Seahawks used the number 2 overall pick in this past draft on him, and he's got hidden development, he's got solid ratings, he's got a good pass catching group that includes N'Keal Harry, a former Ram who had a big year last year with the Dolphins. He's their number 2 tight end, and they got good receivers, so I'm interested to see what he could do with this offense. They will not have their top running back in Kenneth Walker, who is out with a fractured shoulder blade, which means that Zach Charbonnet, their number 2 running back, is going to be getting the majority of the work out of the backfield. He is one of the higher rated backup running backs in our franchise. Our defense, it played well last week, but can they have back-to-back good performances, especially covering in the secondary? I guess we'll see. The Seattle defense has a ton of good young talent on it. They have a nice 1-2 punch at cornerback with Witherspoon and Woolen. They have Kyrie Foster, a defensive tackle that I wanted in the draft a few years ago, but we ended up missing out on him, and he is now on the rival Seahawks. They also, in this last draft, went out and got Walls, a promising strong safety that is playing quite a bit early in his NFL career. We are dealing with a few injuries on offense. We do not have our starting center in Brian Sandridge, so Antonio Mafi is still starting there, and we are also down our fullback Owen Fox and our number 3 tight end Josh Oliver. Despite the injuries, the offense is going to have to play well. And the defense, they're going to have to get off to a good start to hopefully help them out. It'll be a quick pass underneath to DK Metcalf. And there is the first completion in the career for Glenn Smith. It is a 6-yard pickup to DK Metcalf. Now a pass is going to be caught by Tyler Lockett, the other veteran receiver on this team. And he's got a first down going down the 36. Glenn Smith out of an empty set is going to go down the field and hit JSN, so he's got a completion to all 3 of his top wide receivers on this opening possession, and they are already in LA territory. Charbonnet throws off Devin White. The backup running back picks up 11 yards on his first carry of the game from a 30. Seattle going back to the empty look. A pass down the field is out of reach for DK Metcalf, who got behind Addison Caver on that route. 3rd and 10. Smith firing to his left and hitting DK Metcalf this time in stride. It'll be a long touchdown, the first in the career of Glenn Smith. And DK Metcalf absolutely burned our secondary on that drive. That time it was Nolan Walker, the rookie, giving up the long touchdown catch. A pass on the left side to begin the day for this LA offense. It'll be a gain of 5 to Cooper Kupp. 3rd down. Gibson trying to find some room. He's got the power his way ahead and get a first down going down the 37. They go out of an I formation. Hands it off to Gibson right side, who is following his new fullback in Lucas Banks, who's only expected to be here for just this game. With Owen Fox out, he helps Gibson pick up 9 yards on the run. On 2nd, it's short. They're going to throw it to Lucas Banks, who makes his first catch in the NFL. He does have quite a few touchdowns on the ground. He had 6 of them in his rookie season for the Patriots on just 7 carries. On 1st and 10, it'll be a pass down the field to Cooper Kupp, who is deep into Seattle territory. And down to 19, putting LA inside the red zone just like that. From under center, it's a fake to Gibson. Rosen has not much open, and he doesn't get rid of it. He's got to take a bad sack, going down way back at the 31. after the loss of 12. Rosen fires and connects with Cooper Kupp, who throws off a defender and is all the way up to the 10. A 21-yard pickup is going to give the Rams options on third down, and they will run it with Gibson, who is inside the 5 and brought down by Jamal Adams at the 1. He couldn't quite get in. First and goal. Rosen is going to go quick to his left, hitting Michael Kirkpatrick, who can't make the catch. They tried setting up a pick route there with Cooper Kupp to get the touchdown. It didn't work out. On second down, they give it to Gibson, who falls across the goal line for a touchdown, and the Rams are going to answer back. And we are going to be all tied up at 7 in the first quarter. Under a minute to go in the first quarter already. It'll be a pass on the left side to N'Keal Harry, the former Ram, as a gain of 5 going down the 23. Now in the second quarter, it'll be a fake to Charbonnet and a pass down the field to Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is going to pick up 21 yards going down at the 44. It has been a good debut for Glenn Smith so far. Here he is completing a pass to, that is Johnny Owens, his number 1 tight end, and that'll make Glenn Smith 8-10 here in the first half of his first NFL game. A pass on the left side to DK Metcalf. He'll make the catch in front of Addison Caver for a new set of downs. From the LA 40, the Seahawks under center hands it off to Charbonnet, who is going to stiff arm Kelvin Joseph and get loose for a second before Nick Cross is going to corral him at the 23. Another nice run by Charbonnet, who is at a solid first half. A pass on the left side for DK Metcalf is knocked out of his hands by Caver. 3rd and 7. The Rams are going to send a blitz, forcing Smith to move off his spot, throwing it to the end zone on the move, and it's going to be batted away by Caver. And that is going to end this Seattle drive and force them to kick a field goal on 4th and 7 that they are going to make and retake the lead on. Still a good job by Caver to break up a few passes on that set of downs and just help hold the Seahawks to a field goal. A pass on the left side to Anthony Allen. It's a screen to him. He'll pick up 10 yards on it. It's not enough for a first down, though. 2nd and inches. They're going to go right back to Anthony Allen, this time on the right side. And the speedy receiver out of Navy, this time around as a first down. He's up to the 40. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Gibson heading to his left. He'll break a tackle, take it across midfield in the plus territory, going down the Seattle 45. Gibson up to 39 yards on 7 carries, as LA is now at the 33 of Seattle. Tremaine Barton getting a carry, and the rookie running back is up to the 23. 2nd and inches. Gibson back in the game. They'll fake it to him. Rosen has a man open downfield. It's Cooper Kupp. He'll reach the ball as he's going down, and they're going to mark him just shy of the end zone at the 1. So no touchdown there, but can they get it on this play? Rosen firing to his left, and there is Michael Kirkpatrick making the catch in the end zone. The rookie tight end has his 2nd touchdown in his NFL career, and the Rams are going to take the lead for the first time today, going up 14-10. Glenn Smith with a lot of time back there. As the Seahawks are back on offense, he's going to scramble and slide down at the 31. DeMarcus Lawrence is shaken up on the play, and the veteran pass rusher will not return to this one. So LA is going to be down there. Number 2 pass rusher in DeMarcus Lawrence. A check down to Johnny Owens will result in a first down at the 36. LA sending a blitz, and it's going to get home. Devin White is there to drop Glenn Smith way back at the 30 for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Smith, this time against the blitz, he's got time, and has Johnny Owens on the right side, who's going to rumble his way up to the 44 to make it 3rd and short. 3rd and 2. Smith going quick left side to N'Keal Harry, who cannot make the catch. It is broken up, bringing up 4th down, and Seattle will have to put the ball away. LA a chance to increase their lead here late in the first half. Rosen is going to scramble to his right and break a tackle. He's got first down yardage. The ball comes out, and luckily for the Rams, it will head out of bounds, so they do get to keep possession at the 45. Rosen under pressure. He gets a throw off just in time and finds Cooper Kupp across midfield. He'll be brought down right away at the Seahawks 40-yard line. Under 10 seconds to go in the half. Rosen is going to go underneath, hitting Gibson, who has a lot of yardage and gets out of bounds with just 1 second remaining in the half at the 22, putting the Rams in field goal range for Tanner Brown. And he's going to make the kick with zeros on the clock. So we will head into halftime of this early season NFC West battle with the Rams on top of the Seahawks 17-10. We'll see what happens in the second half. The other two teams in the NFC West are playing each other this week as well. And surprisingly, Arizona is all over San Francisco, up 21-3 at halftime. Let's get into our second half. The Rams with possession. It's a play action fake to Gibson, and Rosen has a man open. That is Howard. He'll throw off a defender. He's got the sideline. He's inside the 10, and did he score? No, they're going to say he got knocked out of bounds at the 1 by Witherspoon, who just saved a touchdown by hustling down the field. On 1st and goal, it's a pass right side to Cooper Kupp to beat the blitz. He barely missed out on a touchdown catch earlier, getting tackled at the 1. They get him a touchdown this time around and extend their lead right away in the third quarter, going up 24-10. A pass to the left side is nearly intercepted. Addison Caver got his hands on it, but he couldn't quite make the highlight reel catch. On 3rd and 4, a pass right side is caught by Charbonnet, who got the best of Nolan Walker. You would hope a cornerback you took in the first round could cover a running back, but not on that play. Charbonnet getting a carry this time. He is across midfield in the plus territory, and Jason Taylor II is going to eventually bring him down at the LA 32. 2nd and 10. Smith avoiding some pressure, moving to his right, and he's going to take off, sliding down with a gain of 4 at the 28. 3rd and 6. They stay under center. Smith has time, throws to his left, and JSN can't bring it in. It is broken up by Kelvin Joseph at the last second to force 4th down. Seattle is going to attempt a field goal, and they're going to make the kick and make this an 11-point game instead of a 14. So still a 2-score lead for the Rams in the third quarter. Gibson is going to break a tackle, and he's got first down yardage, just shy of the 40 at the 39. The NFL's leading rusher is having a solid game today. On 3rd and 7, Rosen throws into traffic, hitting Cooper Kupp, who goes down safely after making the catch across midfield at the 40 of Seattle. They're going to fake it to Kupp, who went in motion and hand it off to Gibson. He'll get a block from Steve Avila and fight his way up to the 31 to bring up 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, they are going to have a wide receiver going to carry in Anthony Allen, and he's gotten the first down. But on the play, he is injured, and he's holding his knee. This does not look good. He's going to head back to the locker room, and he's clearly not going to be able to return to this game. Hopefully it's not a long-term injury, but it didn't look good. Mike Williams will make a catch on the left side and get a first down. He's up to the 17, putting LA inside the red zone. It's been a very efficient day for Josh Rosen so far. And he's got another completion, this time to Cooper Kupp on the left side. He's knocked it out of bounds at the 10. 3rd and 3. A run-heavy formation, and they will hand it off to Gibson, who can't quite get the first down. He's going to be stopped at the 9. And on 4th and 2, the Rams are also going to settle for a field goal on this 4th down. They'll make it and make this a 14-point lead again. Seattle starting with a very run-heavy look. They had 3 tight ends on the field. They're going to run it with Charbonnet the other way, though. And he's up to the 43 on the play. Byron Young is hurt, and he's also grabbing at his knee. So another knee injury here for the Rams, and this one has also not looked good. He's heading back to the locker room, and he's out. The Rams just had DeMarcus Lawrence leave the game earlier, and now they also do not have Byron Young, which means they're going to have backup edge rushers at both spots the rest of the way. Charbonnet on 3rd down has a first down, throwing off Lonnie Culliver and Avonte Maddox to get the first down. Charbonnet has 94 yards on the ground on just 10 rush attempts. He's also been a good pass catcher. He'll make another catch here, and stiff arm Lonnie Culliver, who's having some trouble bringing him down, and that's going to result in a gain of 9. The third quarter winding down. It's a handoff to Charbonnet. He is stood up by Ernest Jones, and the ball is going to be punched out by Devin White, and it looks like the Rams have recovered. A huge swing in momentum in the Rams' favor, and they already have the lead, so now they got the lead and momentum. Maybe a chance to put this game away. A pass on the right side is caught by Cooper Kupp, who's had a busy day. He is up to midfield to end the third quarter. Now in the fourth quarter, a handoff to Rodriguez, who follows Melvin Francois and Michael Kirkpatrick to a good gain as he's up to the 31. He'll stay in the game in the backfield and get a carry heading to his left. He runs right by Jamal Adams and is inside the 15, going down to the 13, putting the Rams inside the red zone. Yet again today, 3rd and 4 from the 7. Rosen, hit as he let it go. He gets it to O.J. Howard, and he'll make his way into the end zone. He missed on a touchdown earlier by a yard, and the Rams wanted to give him another chance, and he was able to convert it for a touchdown to make it 34-13. So LA up by quite a few now, and their defense has some backups out there, but still some starters. We do have 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, which is enough time for the Seahawks to possibly make a comeback. On 3rd and 10, it's a deep ball left side to Tyler Lockett, who is going to get behind Kelvin Joseph and go down the Rams 30-yard line. Now at the 22. A throw on the move to the end zone for JSN is broken up by Kelvin Joseph and Jordan Fuller. On 2nd and 15, the Seahawks go empty. It's a pass left side to Tyler Lockett, who burns Nolan Walker for a touchdown. And Seattle is saying, don't count us out yet. They'll score a touchdown to make it a 2-score game again. The Rams trying to burn some clock, hand it off to Gibson, who jukes out a defender, and is going to be knocked down at the 38. Gibson up to 88 yards, getting close to 100 on the game. They'll fake it to him on 1st and 10. Rosen has a man open on the right side. It's O.J. Howard. He gets by the rookie safety Walls, who is going to catch him eventually all the way at the 10 of Seattle. Another big play by O.J. Howard, who has had a great game. On 3rd and 4, they hand it off to Rodriguez, and he can't make his way into the end zone. He'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage, bringing up 4th down where the Rams will just kick a field goal. So a 3-score lead for the Rams late in the fourth quarter. Seattle trying to maybe make things interesting. They'll get a big gain here to Johnny Owens, who rumbles across midfield to the 38 of LA, and the Seahawks are forced to go no huddle. With a minute to go in the fourth quarter, it's a pass on the right side where Lonnie Culver is going to break it up. The Seahawks would move the ball a bit closer. They now have it goal to go at the 9. A pass on the right side is caught by Tyler Lockett. It'll be Nolan Walker giving him another touchdown, the 3rd one he has allowed today, but that would end up being the last score the Rams would give up. The Rams are going to go on to win this one 37-27 as they win this early season NFC West battle by 2 scores and move to 3-0. Now for the Seahawks, they do drop to 0-3, and their hopes of making the postseason should be low. But their hopes for the future, I would say they should be sky high. Gwen Smith in his NFL debut, he was fantastic, and he has a bright future, and their offense in general, I think, has a bright future with all the talented playmakers they have around Gwen Smith. Our defense, it struggled in this one. Our offense, on the other hand, they played great. The offensive line, it allowed 10 sacks last week. This week, just 1. And that 1 sack, it wasn't even their fault. It was my fault. I rolled out too far to the right, held on the ball too long, and took a sack instead of just throwing the ball away. So the offensive line, they had a big day today, and so did O.J. Howard. We got to shout him out. 139 yards on only 4 catches. He should have had 2 touchdowns, but he missed out on the one by a yard. I could have challenged the play. I just didn't want to waste a challenge in case we needed it later. And he did get a touchdown later, which was the first of his season. And I thought he played a great game. We are still searching for some answers on what to do in the secondary, with Nolan Walker allowing 3 touchdowns today. And I really don't know what to do with him because he's just a tough guy to find a great matchup for. He's only got 87 speed, so you can't put him on anybody who's that much faster than him. Really just has to be a big, slow receiver that doesn't run a lot of vertical routes, and there's not a ton of those in the NFL. So tough to find him a right matchup, and he had a bad game. We do have some injuries to talk about. Anthony Allen, he's got a partial ACL tear, and he's going to go on IR. And that really sucks because he's a very athletic player, and who knows after coming back from a torn ACL if he's going to be the same guy. He was averaging nearly 20 yards a catch, and that's tough to replace. Byron Young, he has a dislocated knee. Now, I'm not going to place him on IR because I would like to have him back when he is available to come back. He was our leading sack getter on the season with 3 of them in just 3 games, not even 3 full games because he did have to leave there a bit late in the game. Vernon Hitchens, he is our number 3 wide receiver. He was even before the Anthony Allen injury, and now he's going to be playing even more. And he had a solid rookie season. He only caught 1 touchdown. He's a good run blocker. I think he's a solid player, but he doesn't have the game-breaking speed. Anthony Schwartz, he is going to have to fill that vertical threat hole that we have to fill with Anthony Allen being out. He averaged 17 yards per catch last year, and he did make some big plays, so he will have to step up again this year. Michael Hoyt is going to take over for Byron Young while he is out. He was a starter for us all of last year, opposite of Byron Young, and he was solid, getting 9 sacks and played pretty well. But I also expect to see a lot more of our other 2 backup edge rushers in Ronnie Perkins and Benji Shepard. Ronnie Perkins, he didn't even play a full season last year. He only played in like 250 snaps, but despite that, he had 4 sacks and was pretty impressive in that limited role. Benji Shepard, he's the wild card of the group. I do want to get him on the field because he's got good power moves, and he could be a solid player, but he hasn't really done anything for us so far this season. He really hasn't played a ton though, to be fair, so we'll see what we got in him. We are going to sign Preston Smith to just be an extra backup edge rusher with the open roster spot that we got from placing Anthony Allen on IR. I wouldn't expect much of Preston Smith though. He had 0 sacks in each of the last 2 years, and he was a fairly full-time player. So he hasn't been good these last couple of years, but we need the depth. Kobe Turner, it's not a long-term injury, but he does have a quad strain, and he will miss our next game, which means that Emmett Spearman, the rookie out of Washington, is going to be making his first start in the NFL. And I'm excited to see what we have in him. Avonte Maddox, he will miss the game next week with a hip pointer. So we are going to be forced to play Nolan Walker, regardless of if we wanted to or not. He did give up 3 touchdowns today, but our only other option to play besides him is Travius Hodges-Tomlinson. And I've been saying the last few episodes that not really impressed with him. He's been getting worse every year after his rookie season, so I guess I'd rather roll the dice with Nolan Walker. Lucas Banks, we are going to release him in order to open up a roster spot, and we're going to use that roster spot on Keenan Russell. Now, Keenan Russell, he's a really interesting player. You look at his ratings, they're decent as a wide receiver, but what I actually have gone and done is convert him to a tight end. And I'm going to show you he's got the same ratings as a tight end, but his overall, it goes up by 3. He's now a 69 overall, and he went undrafted as a wide receiver, and I could kind of see why. Not the most impressive as a wide receiver, but when you look at his ratings as a tight end, they're pretty good. I think he could make an impact for this team. He's going to be a jack of all trades type of guy that we can use in multiple roles in case we have more injuries moving forward. The Falcons, they had a terrible game. Desmond Ridder threw 5 picks, and Derek Carr threw 3, but it didn't matter because Ridder threw 5, and the Falcons would lose to the rival Saints. The Vikings, they get a good win here over the Bengals, 35-32. Andy Hayes throwing 4 touchdowns, so both of our old assistant coaches were able to get wins. The Bills destroyed the Buccaneers 35-0. It was a tough day for Tua. He may have left the AFC East, but the Bills still owned him, holding him to 85 yards. The Jaguars, they lose a tough one to the Panthers, 17-20. Elijah Moore, who turned us down in free agency, he's of course a member of the Jaguars. He had a solid game, and we are going to be playing him next week. It's going to be a rain game. We have to do a QB1 check-in before that, and the Jaguars, they're going to be a desperate team. They're 0-3, their backs are going to be against the wall. They need a win, but I want to win as well. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.